Holy smokes, everybody. What a game by the Leafs. Second night of a back-to-back. Garrett Sparks in the net today. Obviously, with that tough loss against Columbus and the tough loss against the Carolina Hurricanes. Two tough road games for the Leafs. Two tough losses, really. And then you come back home on the second night of a back-to-back, facing the Flyers, who just played yesterday as well. I think they played in the afternoon against the Rangers. And they won 4-0 in Philly. So they traveled here. We traveled home from Columbus. So there's not really any of that garbage going on. And the story there's a few stories coming into the game today. Number one, James Van Riemsdyk coming back to Toronto for the first time since his departure in the offseason. 6 years with the Toronto Maple Leafs was JVR. You know what? It feels like more than 6, though, to be totally honest. He was a great Leaf. He was a beloved Leaf. But we got into some salary cap issues. And he could not stay around. Same with Bozak. Same with Leo Komarov. We all had that feeling going forward. And that is what happened. Great video tribute for him. I don't know if I saw that he was tearing up a little bit. I'm not too sure. I know Dion Phaneuf, when he came back, he was crying. But I'm not sure if I saw anything from JVR. But nonetheless, he gave the Leafs a salute, all that kind of stuff, all that great stuff. And, good for him. He's a great player. He's always been a great guy here. He went through the tough times and then a few of the good times for the Leafs. And he got paid. Well deserved. The next story in the game today was the goaltending situation. Garrett Sparks versus Calvin Pickard. The two Marlies goaltenders they were on the Calder Cup winning Toronto Marlies team last year. Obviously, Garrett Sparks played 3/4 of the playoff games. However, they were the duo with the Toronto Marlies that led them to the Calder Cup, and they're facing off in the National Hockey League in tonight's game. Who would fare better, though? That was the big question coming in. Calvin Pickard has more NHL experience, but Garrett Sparks has the more potential, I guess, what you want to call it, right? Because he had such a great AHL year last season. He looks to transition that into the NHL. And I mean, again, I'm still not too sure about Garrett Sparks, even though he actually got a shutout in this game as the Leafs whomp the Philadelphia Flyers. I was going to say Phillies. I'm not sure why. 6-0. The offense was flying. The defense was great. Garrett Sparks got a shutout. No, okay. Look, he got a shutout, and he was good. He wasn't tested a whole lot. 34 shots on goal, but they were not a lot of high-quality chances, but he made the saves he had to make, and he got the shutout. Good for Garrett Sparks, guys. I know you guys know all my opinion towards him, but you know what? I'm a Leaf fan as well. I want to see good things happen. And right now, Garrett Sparks is playing some great hockey. Now, let's get to the game itself. Less than 5 minutes in, Andreas Johnsson coming down on the defenseman. Fakes the slap shot and kind of moves forward. And I don't know if he catches the defenseman off guard a little bit. But he clear as day gets Calvin Pickard off guard. Because initially he goes down. And then once he tries to get back up, Andreas Johnsson, whoop, 5-hole, 1-0 Leafs. Connor Brown. Igor Ozhiganov, grab assists. Leafs up 1-0, 5 minutes into the first period. That's what you like to see. Less than 2 minutes later, Flyers win a face-off in the Leafs' end. I forgot who it was. I'm going to look up his name. If I see the name, I'll know it. Hold on. Christian Folin. Tries to shoot it on the net. Instead, Andreas Johnsson blocks the shot, and it ends up going behind Folin. Okay. And Andreas Johnsson just turns on the afterburners and just goes right towards the puck and just clear as day beats Folin to the puck, beats the other defender to the puck, and he's on his way to a breakaway and he buries it 5-hole again on Calvin Pickard. Holy smokes, it's 2-0 Leafs. Andreas Johnson's got 2 goals in less than just over 6 minutes into the game. A minute and a half after that, Jake Gardiner on a short 2-on-1 here. He fakes the shot. He kind of gets Pickard going, but he tries to center it. It hits hit the defenseman of the Flyers, and it kicks back to Patrick Marleau. Puck's bouncing all over the place. He can't settle it down. He eventually does and finds the back of the net, making it 3-0. His 5th goal of the year was an unassisted goal because I guess they had possession and all that stuff. But holy smokes, Leafs are up 3-0 less than 8 minutes into the first period. Let's move ahead to 12:20 into the first period. We're still in the first, ladies and gentlemen. Their defenseman, the Flyers defenseman, gets the puck in their own zone. Andreas Johnsson, lifts his stick, takes the puck, goes right to the net. 5-hole again. Gotta squeeze those legs there, Calvin Pickard. He beats him there. Hat-trick hero for Andreas Johnsson. His first career hat-trick. It happens all in the first period. The second fastest Leafs hat-trick to start a game. The fastest was Lanny McDonald back in the day. Andreas Johnsson. What? This kid needed it. I mean, guys, all year we expected this guy to be the up-and-coming, right? That's what we expected. To take the reins of Leo Komarov, the goal scoring of Tyler Bozak, and all that kind of stuff. And he got the hat-trick today. You know what that does for his momentum. It was another unassisted goal. 3 straight unassisted goals. His second goal, Patrick Marleau's goal, and his hat-trick were all unassisted. And the Leafs have a 4-0 lead just over 12 minutes into the first period. Calvin Pickard, you're gone, bud. 4 goals on 6 shots. He made 2 saves. And he looked awful. Not only was his 5-hole wide open, but guys, how scrambly was he? I mean, on the Patrick Marleau goal, he's not even in the same stratosphere as the net. Andreas Johnson's first goal, I don't know if he was trying to challenge him or what, but he's way out of the net too. Really odd. He did not look good whatsoever. And the Leafs are up 4-0 after the first period of play. And now you expect him just to take it calm. You know, it could have been a lot more in the first, but they bring in Anthony Stolarz, and he comes in and shuts the door. A big goaltender. I think he should be playing more than Calvin Pickard, but I'm not the Flyers, so I will not say anything. And you expect in the second and third periods to, get your chances, but if you score one, great, okay, whatever, and just kind of play good defense the rest of the way. Midway into the second period, though, the Leafs should start playing around with it. Josh Leivo to Mitch Marner. Back to Josh Leivo. One-timer into the back of the net. And Josh Leivo's third of the year. Leafs up 5-0. Oh, my, it's a romping. This is ridiculous. 6 minutes after that, Mitch Marner continues to show us that this kid is unbelievable. Toe drags around the sliding defender. Adios, bud. Have a good one. And he toe drags again around some guy, and then he gets hit, gets spun around, but the puck lands on the stick of John Tavares and into the back of the net. Tavares with his 15th of the year. Marner, Morgan Riley grab assist in the play. The Leafs are up 6-0. And we're not even done the second period yet. This is incredible. Meanwhile, Garrett Sparks is just making some saves here and there, just kind of helping himself. Yeah, I'm here, boys. Hello. The Flyers never got any sustained pressure. Maybe a little bit in the third period, but not much. Even when they're up 6-0 and you just want to play sound defense, shots on goal were 41-34 in favor of the Leafs. 11-8 in the first period for the Leafs, 20-12 in the second period, and Leafs lost the third period 14-10, but you're up 6-0. It doesn't really matter at that point. Neither team had a power play, so there's no excuse there. But guys, you took advantage of a team who the Flyers looked awful. Yeah, Calvin Pickard looked horrendous in his time in the net. But the Flyers looked awful. I mean, they showed no speed. Where was Simmons? Where was Claude Giroux? Where's Voracek? Shane Gostisbehere? Look, I know their goaltending sucks, but where were those guys? The Leafs either did a good job tonight corralling those guys, or they were awful, and the Leafs just pounced on terrible goaltending. Probably a bit of everything. But you know what? It's a good win. If I'm not mistaken, the Leafs have now won 4 straight at home. That was their struggle to start the year. It's a long season, everybody. It's a long season. And every win you get without Austin Matthews is always big, right? It's always big. So, guys, let's break things down here. Garrett Sparks with a 34-save shutout. Andreas Johnsson with the first period hat trick. Marleau with a goal. Tavares with a goal. Leivo with a goal. Marner with 2 assists. Connor Brown with an assist. Riley and Ozhiganov grab assists as well. And that's the scoring for the game today. And the Leafs get back in the win column. The Raptors have won a lot lately. And the Leafs crush the Flyers tonight. We can all sleep happy, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Saturday night. We can all go to bed and be happy. I love it. All right. Next up for the Buds, though, guys, they take on the Boston Bruins at Scotiabank Arena Monday night, 7 o'clock puck drop. It's probably going to be Yaroslav Halak in net for the Bruins. It's almost guaranteed going to be Freddie Anderson for the Leafs. Last time he played Halak, he was great against the Leafs in Boston. He's had a ridiculously good season so far. Will he continue it? Who knows? He's an older goalie. The season will wear on him at some point, you think. But that's the next game for the Leafs, guys. Let's see if they can get back-to-back wins and then eliminate the two-game losing streak they had not too long ago here. But let's enjoy tonight for what it is, guys. And it's a victory for the Toronto Maple Leafs. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed the game today. Smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys, what you think of the game, the video. Who's your MVP? I got to give it to Andreas Johnsson. This guy's been almost nowhere to be found in this season for the most part. There's been spurts of him. But to come out there in that first period and dominate and get a hat trick in the first 12 minutes of the game, that's incredible. He's my MVP in the game. And the reason being, 2 of the 3 goals, all 3 of the goals were his doing. Yeah, there was assists on the other ones, but he blocked the shot, and he skated out the puck and got the breakaway, and he buried it. He went, lifted the stick of the other player, then cut to the front of the net, beat him 5-hole. Those are his. Nobody else in the Leafs did anything to help those. So, ideally, Connor Brown made it tied up the other defenseman on the breakaway, but we can argue about that all day. But he's my MVP. You could say Garrett Sparks as well. 34 save shutout is nothing to be shabby about whatsoever. He's a very close second to Andreas Johnsson. But who's your MVP in this one, guys? And Evan and I will talk to you guys Thursday. Podcast edition. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below. Follow up. Send me a DM. Do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition tomorrow night as the Raptors take on the Miami Heat at Scotiabank Arena. 6 o'clock tip-off. As the Raptors look to continue on a roll here. And I know, guys, this technically the tough stretch doesn't start till after the Miami game. But Miami's a grinded-out type of team. They're a tough team to face. Washington's obviously a tough team to face for the most part. You got the job done against Washington. Now, threw my phone across the computer. Just got to relax. And then you got to play the Miami Heat tomorrow at 6 o'clock, guys. The Raptors look to continue on their roll that they have been on lately. And as for the Leafs, they look for back-to-back victories Monday night as they welcome in the Boston Bruins. 7 o'clock puck drop at Scotiabank Arena. Yaroslav Halak, Freddie Anderson, the expected starters. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll talk to you guys then.